Alright guys, what we're going to try to do is pack this skillet. And it's a big old skillet. I don't have a box to fit it. But what I do have is a 14 by 14 by 14 box. And I'm going to see if I can't make a box out of that and make it work. And I hope I can. You know, I don't know exactly how it's going to work, but we'll find out. You know, it may screw it up. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But anyway, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try. I think I got it figured out for, you know, maybe I can go about 4 inches or so, and as far as a box height, and I should be good. You know, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to measure that. I'm going to measure that 4 inches. And then if you do that, you need to flip it over, because you want the opposite side on the other one. So you're going to flip that dude over, and you're going to make that at 4 inches. All right? So then we should have box sides of 4 inches. Now I take my old trusty, and you can also do it on here. I think I'll do it there. That should be it. Nope, that's... Can't trust them measurements on that thing. So I'm setting that in there, put my box edge. Now I'm just going to perforate where I'm going to fold it out. Then, like I say, flip it back over. Then you're going to do the same on the bottom side, the opposite. Now, what we're going to do is where we perforate that, we're going to try to fold it right there on that perforation. All right, do the same thing over here. And fold that thing right on that perforation. So now I've got a narrow box, and I'm going to cut the corners. You know, I'm going to cut right here at the corner, where the flap is. Cut my new corner. I'm going to go over here and cut this new corner. There's your flap. All right. Now, fold the ends down, and you can see my flaps are too long, so I'm going to have to cut some flap off. Alright. Now I've got that flap cut off on that side. I'm going to do it on this side. Cut it right down there. There. Now I've got a little bit different shaped box. There. You can also do this with, you know, framed prints too if you need to make a box. Now I'm going to see if this thing's going to fit down in here. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's going to work out good. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. First one I've made for a pan like this, because usually my pans ain't quite that big. But this here was it was a good buy for us, and it was a good sale. So there's that. I like it. Now I'm gonna stuff this through this with some paper. Let's fold the corners down. Where I got it separated, that way I can fold this thing down, the way I can stick that dude in there. All right. It is perfect. What I'm doing on this skillet, and I just want to make sure there's paper all around this thing, where it ain't gonna shift or anything like that. Possibly wear through the box. A little bit more paper on top there. Then I'm going to fold the sides in. And we're going to have to kind of do the same thing over here. We're going to have to cut these. And I'm eyeballing this. You know, if you want to take a tape measure and measure it, that's good too. I'm doing this long enough now. I can kind of eyeball all this stuff. Do the same thing. There we go. That skillet is packed and ready to go. It ain't the prettiest box you ever saw, but it's a strong box. You know, and got to keep in mind that went from a 14 by 14 by 14 to a 24 by 14 by 5. You know, sometimes when you're reselling, you're going to come across it. You either buy the stuff that fit the boxes you got, or be prepared. You're going to have to reshape something. You're going to have to get creative. Because you can't go out and just, I mean, if I go out and buy a box like that, it's going to cost me one box. You know, you're going to spend $2 or $3. You don't want to spend $2 or $3. This box here was about $1.15. Anyway, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Hope this helps somebody.